was your bedroom. We stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak a word. Lay here beside me.
Hey you guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here today for the living room transformation. This by far is the biggest DIY project that we have tackled, and a big transformation. Even next week's video, you guys are gonna be blown away. I am absolutely in love with my living room now. If you're new here, we've been in this house for a little over a year, and we've been going room by room, DIYing feature walls, and just trying to make this home more like us and to our liking. So we're starting off today with a shiplap wall. You guys, this is gonna be such a huge transformation. Make sure you stay till the end. But basically, let me just explain what we did. What we're using is called tri-ply underlayment, which is basically kind of like a very thin plywood. And this project was like, we researched it for a really long time because it was on our to-do list since we moved in. We have the shiplap on our island and the ceilings of our guest bathroom, which was already there. Those are some of the finishes and custom touches that the builder added. So when we were thinking about what we wanted to do in this living room, since everything is on the same floor and very open concept, I was like, okay, we should do a shiplap wall. That would look so amazing and tie in with the kitchen. So all that to say, I watched a ton of videos on DIY shiplap, and this just seemed the easiest and attainable for us. I looked it up on Home Depot at the one near us, and they did have tri-ply. The only thing is, all the videos that we watched, they ended up using the 8x8 sheets, which is a lot easier because it covers more of the wall. But my Home Depot only had 4x4 sheets, so we just got 8 4x4 sheets, and we had them cut it at Home Depot into 6-inch strips. If you don't know, shiplap is usually 6 inches and the gaps are a 1/4 inch. So I got the 1/4 inch spacers, and then we rented the nail gun from Home Depot. And then again, I'll put it on the screen earlier in the video, but the way my husband was doing the cuts was a multi-tool. We've had that because, again, this is not our first DIY project. It's just an easy cutting tool. It has a bunch of different heads and it's very inexpensive. You can buy it at Home Depot, but a nail gun is way more expensive, so we just rented it out. It was like $39 over here to rent it out for the day. And yeah, we literally just went out on a limb and started nailing things in. And you'll see later on, yes, these are 4-foot strips, but I did fill in the gaps so that it looks like one long piece of shiplap throughout the entire wall. So overall, it was a very time-consuming but easy project, especially if you have children. This was what mine was doing while we were doing all of this. We didn't have a babysitter, so I just always put on my laptop and I put a dance party on for her, and that's what she was doing, in case you're wondering where my little one was.
My heart was in chains, but now I'm free. Yeah, I am only focusing on me. Love isn't something that I need. I'm sorry if I'm making you feel like I'm leading you on, but honey, I really don't need someone by my side.
I also want to mention that this project, the first day of it, which was when we were doing this, did drag on a little bit. We could have got much more done this day, but the nail gun was giving us so much trouble. So I do want to give you guys, in case you're like a semi-new DIYer like us, a little tip. If you guys do rent out a nail gun, make sure you check what gauge it is, because this one apparently was a 16 gauge and I bought 15 gauge nails. And the first nail gun that we got actually had a little part bent, and I had to go back. So make sure you have them test it before you take it. I didn't do that. And then the second time it was giving us trouble again, and it was because we had the wrong size nails, and we didn't realize to the very end of the project, when we were struggling the whole time with these nails, that it was the wrong size nails. So yeah, this dragged on a long time. So if you're ever gonna do a project, you guys probably already know this, if you like DIY a lot, or if just your husband is a little more used to these type of tools. We don't really use these tools unless we're doing DIY projects. So yeah, we ended up, and I'm sorry for the changing of color throughout this entire video. This was a whole week worth of footage condensed into 20 minutes, and we were working in the dark, and ideally you want to film when it's light and bright outside, but in New York it's cold, it's snowing, and the light is out for maybe an hour in the morning, and then it's just dark and dreary, and we just couldn't only film when the light was good. So the light will go in and out a lot during this video, so I apologize. But yeah, we were working on this like at least 4 days out of the week.
Let's go, nothing serious, baby. We could have some fun, baby. Let's go. But I'll be bright and slow. I don't need a man. I'll be bright and solar for life, solar for life, solar for life. I'll be bright and slow. I don't need a man. I'll be bright and solar for life, solar for life, solar for life, solar for life.
One of the best things about this project is that I feel like it was very DIY friendly, because you're getting all the big cuts done at Home Depot, and really my husband only had to do like 4 cuts, or 4 or 5 cuts, because of the outlets, which were easy because it's very thin, so again you could use that multi-tool. And then he had to cut around the TV bracket because we were too lazy to take it out. And so yeah, it wasn't a lot of cuts. So if you are thinking of DIYing a shiplap wall, something similar to this, I would definitely say go for it. It's definitely DIY friendly.
Look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation.
Also, this long pause is us realizing that the wall was not even, so expect that too. That was one of the little mistakes that we made. There are like minor imperfections in our wall that my husband plans to fix a little later on. Because of this, at the very top there was a gap, but the gap was not all the same size throughout, because again, the wall kind of, or the ceiling ran at a slant, which is, you know, expected in most houses. So yeah, we just covered that with trim. You'll see that later on, but that is where we left off for that day. It was nighttime. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock by the time we finished. And then the most tedious part is really all the filling and the sanding, which is what I'm doing here. This I would do a little bit every single day. So we started on a Saturday and we didn't finish till the next Saturday, and throughout the week I was just doing a little bit of this every single night. And this is what I was talking about, because we got the 4-foot strips of the tri-ply. I did connect them using this dry deck so that it looks like it's one long piece of shiplap running throughout the wall, because I just didn't want like the gaps showing. You can stagger them. That is also a style of shiplap, but I didn't want that, and so I'm filling in the gaps. And then we are attaching the fireplace finally. So if you guys are not new here, then you know we've had this fireplace for a long time, and since we moved in it was a DIY project, and I was promising you guys for such a long time that I was going to show you guys how we did this, and I was planning to put it in this video. What happened was that I had it on an old hard drive that I did not know was messed up. My daughter fried it because she was playing near an outlet with it. Long story, but I tried to get the footage while out before I edited this video, and it's non-existent. So I guess I'm just gonna explain to you guys how we did this fireplace. So the surround we got off of Wayfair. We got quoted like almost $3,000 for a fireplace of this sort, so we was like, we're gonna DIY it. So we bought the surround off of Wayfair. We bought the electric insert off of Amazon, and then the tile is peel and stick, and it's from Amazon as well. It's super easy to work with. The only thing that you have to kind of DIY, which I wish we had the footage to show you guys, was when you put, so that whole entire middle section is just a big hole when you build the surround, and then when you add in the electrical insert, there's still gaps. So in order to stick any type of tile to it, you have to kind of create a backing. You can use actually the same material like tri-ply and nail it to the back of the surround so that you have the wood to attach the tile to. It was very easy, peel and stick. It was an easy DIY project, and I was so excited, as you can see here, that we finally attached it to the wall. My husband just built something out of 2x4s and then reinforced it that way. He drilled in from the side to attach it to the little structure that he built, and then we caulked all around it to make it look like it was a part of the wall. Super DIY friendly, and I'll have all this linked below because it's definitely way cheaper than almost $3,000 for the same exact look.
Before you know it, it's over. So run away, run away. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run away, run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle.
Now my husband is just attaching trim to the very top. I got this from Home Depot. It goes by the foot. It was like $1.79 per foot, so we got 16 foot worth of that to put all along the top to cover that small gap. And then we also put some on the right hand corner that's by the stairs, one that's kind of at an angle, so it covers it. It's a right, I don't know what the name of it for is, but it's like a right angle piece of wood. There's some of my schooling for you. And so then we caulked all of that. We painted. I cannot stress enough how much the final details really put the finish to this project. If you skip all the caulking and filling in and just all the final touches, it will not look professional. It will not look good. So when it comes to caulking, any gap that you see, cover it with caulk. Any holes from the nails or things that you need, you can cover it with Drydex, sand it down until it's smooth. That is what really made this project just stand out and look like it's professionally done. For any DIY project that you want it to look custom and built in, caulking and as well as spackling is your best friend.
20 steps ahead, baby, I'm a bite, oh, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead, baby, I'm a bite.
Now we're gonna start painting. The paint that we chose is an ultra pure white in a satin finish, I believe. When it comes to Shiplap, I just honestly searched what finish should it be, and it's either gloss, or they said a good in between gloss and matte is a satin. And I knew I didn't want it to be super glossy, but I didn't want it to be matte either, because I know that Shiplap and trim and stuff like that is supposed to have like that extra shine and be easier to clean. So that is what we chose. I think it was Bare as well. And then we started cutting in first with the grooves, because you're going to want to make sure that your roller doesn't miss that, and because you are painting very lightly, so even when you start rolling, just make sure you're doing very thin coats, nothing too heavy, because if you do, you're going to get globs of paint inside of those little grooves, and it just does not look nice. So that is why we opted to do the grooves first, so we don't have to worry about going heavy in order to get into them. And then my husband just started rolling, but I want to use this time to quickly plug in. Soon you guys are going to get to see all the finishing touches and stuff like that in this video, but that is not it. That is not it by far. Once we finish the wall, we have new furniture, a new rug. As you can see, we sold our area rug. We have a lot of new things coming into this living room. It's a complete transformation. So if you're not already subscribed or you don't have your notifications on, make sure you do that, because next week's video is going to tie everything together.
When it gets hard, so it only gets harder. I know you are gonna get the best of me. Come a little closer, we can dive in.
We're at the last day that we're working on this. This is the morning after we painted. We let everything dry, and then my husband put the TV back up, and the first thing that he's gonna do is put up the wall sconces. I think that's what they're called. I got these from Amazon. We actually use this in our master bedroom as well, in our little seating nook. And then I ordered these. We didn't want a hardwire, of course, because that would have been too much DIY. My husband is a certified electrician, but The wall was already a lot of work, and we didn't want to do anything too permanent because you know me, always wanting to change, and so I don't know what we're going to do here in the future. But I got these wall pucks from Amazon. They're battery powered and they screw in right to where the light bulb is supposed to be. It was super easy to install these wall sconces. Was super easy because again, we didn't have to do any hard wiring, and then the light bulbs went straight in, and it definitely looks like it's like professionally done, like it's hardwired, and I just love the feeling that it adds.
I believe, even if I try so hard, nothing's ever enough. Even if I try so hard, tell me what you do now. Dive deeper, dive deeper, yeah, dive deeper, dive with me.
And the last thing my husband is doing before I'm decorating in here is just adding the floating shelving. We got these off of Amazon and I am in love with them. You guys know I had my fair share of DIYing floating shelves, but this was not the project to do it because we've already DIYed so much, and now we're going to decorating. I'm decorating for spring in here. Of course, I already decorated the rest of my house for spring, and majority of this is from Hobby Lobby. The stool, the bunny, I love him. I call him Fred. And the first frame that I put up was a clearance frame from Hobby Lobby, and that is a Etsy download that I just replaced it with, the Etsy like painting download. And then the second painting is also from Hobby Lobby, got it half off. The vase is from Hobby Lobby, like I said, and this baby's breath is actually from the bouquet that my husband got me for our anniversary, which was just a couple weeks ago, and I saved the baby's breath. It was like roses with baby's breath like in the little spaces or mixed in with the roses, and so I was like, oh, these will look nice for this shelf. This book I just got at a thrift store from Goodwill, I believe it was, and then I'm just adding my 2 candlesticks that I got from Home Goods a while back. So I definitely favor the other side more because I was so excited to decorate, but this side, I still love it. This vase is from Hobby Lobby and I'm in love with it. It's the perfect amount of distressing, and I just have some faux daisies in them from Amazon that I had from last year's spring decorate with me. This picture is from Hobby Lobby's clearance section. Again, their clearance section is where it's at, you guys. The next frame I'm going to put on here is also from Hobby Lobby, and this little bunny is from Home Goods.
Say I'm sorry, didn't beg him to stay, so there he goes.
This egg tray is from the Target dollar spot, and the wooden eggs I'm putting inside is also from the Target dollar spot. I didn't want to go too overboard with Easter. Again, I just want to be able to remove the Easter items once Easter is over and then keep my spring decor. And next to it, I'm going to be putting another basket from the Target dollar spot with some dried florals from Hobby Lobby, and I just love the way this came out.
I did him wrong. Now something is broken inside me. I got what I gave. I am worthy to feel this way. But I want him.
On the mantle, I'm keeping it real simple with some black candlesticks that are from the Hearth and Hand line that I've always had since last year. And then I'm adding my DIY aged vase that I did with you guys with some greenery that I found in my bin. I believe they're from Target. But that is it for the decorating, you guys. After this, I'm going to be showing you guys the before and after. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you motivation to do your own DIY project. You can make your home exactly how you want it with some time and effort. Stay tuned for next week's video. You're not going to want to miss the finished transformation of this living room. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.